Most guitarists think their hammer-ons and pull-offs sound weak because their fingers just aren't strong enough. But the real reason isn't strength. It's that you're moving your fingers way more than you need to. And if you get this right, hammer-ons and pull-offs become easier than picking the notes. If you don't fix it, you'll keep reinforcing the sloppy motions that make riffs like Thunderstruck feel impossible. In this video, I'll show you the subtle shift that instantly makes your hammer-ons and pull-offs work, even with your pinky. But first, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Troy Surson. It rhymes with person. I've been teaching guitar for over a decade, and I've seen this work for thousands of guitarists, and I know it'll work for you too. So if that sounds interesting, let's take a moment to look at reflexes. If you touch something hot, your hand snaps away without you thinking about it. This immediate automatic reaction, or reflex, is a single fluid motion that happens almost instantly in response to something. In this case, touching something hot. And much like the first time that you touch something hot, that almost instant response coupled with a single fluid motion is actually trainable, and it's how guitarists build effortless speed. Try this. Take your fret hand with your fingers pressed together like this. Plant your fingers on top of your picking hand like we're setting up for an arpeggio with the wrong hand, and lift up one of your fingers and drop it onto the hand. Do this a couple of times, just observing the fluidity of the motion from your knuckle. Then, without moving your other fingers, try to pull the finger that just dropped into the palm of your hand as swiftly as you can without collapsing the tip joint. It likely won't reach the palm of your hand, but that's not the point. Try it again, observing the fluid, singular motion that's happening. Keep this exercise in mind because it's about to make your hammer-ons and pull-offs, also called slurs, way easier. A hammer-on is a single fluid motion that happens when the knuckle of the finger doing the hammer-on swings toward the string in a single fluid motion. Where a lot of people go wrong with hammer-ons is they hesitate, and this hesitation changes it from a single motion to multiple motions. And by the time their finger gets to the string, there's a lack of energy making contact with the string, leading to that lack of sound. Try to set your hand up in a way that all four fingers are in equal distance from the strings. Choose which finger you want to drop. Let's say it's your first finger. And think single fluid motion from the knuckle. Or what I like to do is I like to picture a baseball coach telling you to follow through with the swing of a baseball bat. I know it sounds silly, but try it. If you drop your finger onto the string swiftly and without hesitation, you should get a clear hammer-on. And when I say swift, I mean if you blink and you see your finger moving, you're probably dropping it too slow. Remember how reflexes are a nearly instant response? That's the kind of drop speed that we're aiming for with our fingers. And before you tell me you can't move that fast, your body is capable of doing this. It's built right in there for things like when you touch a hot stove. But you have to train it to happen on this new activity, guitar, which will take a bit of practice. The natural next question is, what about pull-offs? My problem with pull-offs has everything to do with the name. If they called it a pull down, it would sound dumb, but at least it would tell you what you're supposed to do. Place any finger onto the high E string in one of the frets. It does not matter which one you're on. I'm on fret 4. Pick the note that you're holding down, then pull the finger down towards the palm of your hand. Somewhere in this pull down motion, the string will snap out from under your finger, creating a pull off. Hold up, I have to turn on a slow-mo camera to show you this. Between the fingertip and the string, tension is created as I start to pull down. At some point, the tension between the string wanting to be where it normally sits and the finger pulling it away from its resting position breaks. That release is called a pull off. If I apply too much force with my fret hand, or if my finger is set up in a way where it holds on to the string, the pull off never happens. To apply this to your own playing, make sure that your fret hand finger is on its fingertip and that you're not pressing so hard into the string that you're taking it with you. You might find this really helpful actually. Try turning on the slow motion camera on your phone. And what you can do is you can record yourself doing a pull off, or multiple pull-offs, and then watch the video to see what you're doing wrong now that we've talked about what to watch for. And it's this feedback loop of identifying, fixing that causes guitarists to go from casual to really good at their instrument. Now that you've got the basic mechanics down, you might find that some of your fingers are better than others at hammer-ons and pull-offs. And the way to correct it is to keep your wrist straight and rotate your forearm the same way you would to open a doorknob. Notice how it doesn't have to rotate very far. And once your hand is parallel with the bottom of the guitar neck, just make sure that your thumb is relaxed and that your fingers are in front of the neck. Then curl your fingers in onto their fingertips, and this newfound position is the ideal position to have your hand in for hammer-ons and pull-offs. If setting up your hand like this is brand new to you, your technique will at first feel like it's suffering. That's okay. What's happening is your brain is adjusting to this new norm, but because it's unfamiliar, it's going to tell you a story, and it's going to tell you this is wrong, and it's going to make things up and make you think that you're worse at it, but the story is not true. Keep with this and it'll clean everything up. Now the crazy thing is, your hand is now set up in a way where the fingers are pretty close to the strings. The volume of the hammer-on comes from how quick the drop of the finger is, not how far away you are or how much force you put behind it. Your fingers can produce the same volume or louder than before, even though they're less than an inch away from the string. This efficiency of movement is the key to going fast. The other thing is, when you play pull-offs, if you keep your hand still and truly only move your finger, the finger will snap back into place, ready to go for the next note. And it's this reflexive return to the starting position is how guitarists play faster with hammer-ons and pull-offs than they do with using a pick. Now the exercises that I'm about to describe have cleaned up hammer-ons and pull-offs in hundreds of students' hands to the point where they can do multiple quick notes with their pinky if they want to. If you want to skip this part of the video and start practicing right away, there's a link in the description below to download all of the exercises I'm about to go over with sheet music and tab for free. The first group of exercises is one finger at a time. Take your first finger and without moving your hand, pick the open E string and drop your finger onto it as a hammer-on. Then pick that fretted note and do a single pull-off to the open E string. Repeat this exercise with only your middle finger, then only your ring finger, then only your pinky finger. Once you've done that, repeat it across all 6 strings. The second group, a little harder for some, a little easier for others, is 2 fingers at a time. Take your first finger and place it onto a note, let's say your low E string on the 5th fret. Then hammer on with finger 2 to fret 6. Repeat this on every string, then on the way back up, play pull-offs from fret 6 to 5 with fingers 2 and 1. This exercise can be done 6 different ways, and it's important that you practice all 6. The goal of these exercises is to balance out your hand, and in seeking that balance, some of these are going to be worse than others. And that's actually a really good thing, because now you know where to spend time to fix your technique. The other 5 combos are fingers 1 and 3, fingers 1 and 4, fingers 2 and 3, fingers 2 and 4, and fingers 3 and 4. Be sure to get comfortable with all 6 before moving on to part 3. Part 3 is my personal favorite because it sounds like the 80s hair bands that I grew up loving the music of. Take your first finger and place it on the 5th fret on the low E string again. Only pick that 5th fret note, then hammer on with your 3rd finger onto the 7th fret and your pinky finger onto the 8th fret. Repeat this sequence of hammer-ons all the way down the strings, then play the reverse with pull-offs on the way back up. Finger 4 pulls off to finger 3, which pulls off to finger 1. This exercise can be done in 4 different ways. The other 3 combos are fingers 1, 2, and 3, fingers 2, 3, and 4, and fingers 1, 2, and 4. Part 4 of this exercise will feel brutal if you try to just skip right into it, but if you've done the other 3 parts, it's actually pretty straightforward. For this one, you're going to hammer on all 4 fingers in a row, all the way down the strings, then pull off all 4 fingers in a row, all the way back up the strings. It's not as thorough as the other sections, but it is part of teaching your hand the skill of hammer-ons and pull-offs. And once these hammer-ons and pull-offs start feeling better, the next step is knowing how to practice efficiently in general so that you can get real results every single day. If you want to see how to build real progress in under 15 minutes a day, click right here for this video next.